I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire wrong. So our orders get all backed up. We're drowning in paperwork, then actually drowning. Carol is fighting off sharks with a stapler, and pirates are pillaging the office copier, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant goes beyond the resume, using unique insights to deliver a smarter shortlist. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
Everybody, this is a new thing that we're trying out. We might do these a couple times out of the year, but we're doing a test run. It's Kyle and I doing Now Streaming, talking about some horror stuff that's dropping on streaming. Sometimes it'll be stuff like this, which is like, from what I've gathered, a film festival run last year, but it showing up on Shudder is kind of its first in front of America release. And other times maybe it'll be a film that we missed in theaters that's having a pretty big streaming moment. But we're starting with a softball here. Beast of War. It's not a secret around these parts that Matt Kelly loves a good shark movie. So I watched it and I texted Kyle because we were like, maybe we'll do it, maybe we won't. And I said, hey, this thing's only 87 minutes, and it's actually pretty good by my standards of modern shark movies. But we haven't talked about it since then. Did you agree? What were your thoughts on Beast of War?
Yeah, well, first of all, I do want to and hope that we get to do this some more, because I've, horror movie night. So sometimes is my homework. It's the opportunity I get to watch something. So then if we also make it extra homework and we make it extra now in contemporary flicks, I'm all in. So I definitely want to do this more. And Beast of War was a good way to start it out. I thought it's like one of those ones that I would pass over 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100 even. It's not a Beast of War. Nothing is
it sounds like a Steven Seagal movie.
And then you're looking at a shark and a military soldier, and I'm just nah. But I do, when you say that there's something worthwhile about it, particularly in the animal kingdom, I take that very seriously. So I had a good time with it. I think the time, the runtime was exactly where I wanted it to be. I think any more than that, it would start to feel a little repetitive because, well, we'll get into what the story is, but no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really solid for a stuck with a shark around you movie. The circumstances were much different than other movies that we've seen in this realm, and I had fun with it.
So this is based on a true story of something that happened in World War II. I actually originally thought this was inspired by the Indianapolis story from Jaws, but apparently this is a different event that happened in Australia during World War II, where a ship was taken down and there was a shark that was kind of picking off the survivors. What I like about this movie is, for starters, it's all practical shark, and this animatronic looks great. And they use it sparingly to its benefit. We don't get a lot of it, but when we do see it, it is an impressive practical shark effect coming out of the water. But I also think, and I'm curious to hear your perspective on this, it's very obvious that this is a low budget movie, that they're kind of being scrappy with it. And more likely than not, they are filming on some type of water set, but it never feels like they're not in the vastness of the ocean while you're watching it. It does feel like they're stranded. It's not how sometimes it's people stranded in water movies, but you're like, it feels like land is just over there, and why don't you swim to it? Like this,
Yes,
you're like,
yeah.
oh no, I feel the isolation of these people basically floating on pieces of a blown up ship, and like
Mhm.
hoping that eventually this shark will leave them alone enough that they can get to safety.
Well, I think it's like they did a really good job of making sure that we felt that because the environment changed often enough.
Yeah.
You know, like we had daytime, we had nighttime, we had rain, we had sun, we had blistering sun, we had, you know, like we had all of those different environmental things while still being in that on that raft. I mean, we're on a raft for like half of the movie,
Yeah.
if not a little bit more than that. And we lose soldiers sort of one by one as things get more hectic. And I think if it went a little bit longer, I would have felt exhausted by it. But everything changed. I never felt like we weren't in danger by being out in the water.
It also adds this extra element of being a war movie that I think is beneficial to it, because it's not just, okay, you have to stay afloat on this stuff because there's a shark in the water, but then you have the added situation of there's still enemy planes in the sky that are going to shoot at you if they see you alive on these pieces of ship. So it's like you're constantly having to choose what's worse, being shot by the plane or being eaten by the shark.
Yeah. And I think that it complicates things. It adds to the tension a little bit, and it also adds to the characters. I mean, we're stuck with, you know, around the same age, around the same, you know, nationality group of young soldiers, right? Like, so there's not a huge diversity there, but then when you start to change their characters a little bit and how they approach their military duty, or kind of what kind of leader they are, or, you know, you start to see them differ in that way by how long they are on the ship. So and having that extra concern for their life, you know, not just a shark in the water, but actually, you know, enemy Japanese ships, or you know, at one point, which is great, there is an enemy that you don't expect coming.
Yeah.
And I really liked that, because I was glad it didn't just completely divulge into shark movie. It made me question what was the issue that was going to come up next. Like, how are we going to survive this? And I mean, the guys are starving, they're dehydrated, they're bleeding out. Like, you know, they are not in good shape.
Unrelenting gore and violence in this at points. Like there are moments where like someone gets shot and there is like blood literally like pulsating out of parts of them as they're laying there bleeding out, and you're like, oh, this is horrific. Like it's unrelenting to the horrors of having a limb bitten off by a shark, and it's unrelenting towards the realities of being in war and being shot. Like it is a very intense 87 minutes, and it starts off so fun for the first 10 minutes, but from the second the ship gets attacked, it is just kind of tension from start to finish. It's a really wonderfully done independent film, I think.
Yeah, really good. I looked to see who had directed it. Kia Roche-Turner, and they're Australian, and they had done Wormwood, Wyrmwood, which is like if you saw the cover, it was from 2014.
I was gonna say that name is very familiar.
Yeah. I never saw it, but there's 3 Wormwood movies. 2. There's the original Wormwood Road of the Dead from 2014, Wormwood Chronicles of the Dead, but it says teaser, and then there's another Wormwood Apocalypse from 2021, and then most recently they had done Sting, that giant spider movie, from 2024, which I didn't end up seeing, but I saw get passed around a little bit on like the horror sites. People were sharing that. I remember the trailer coming out, being kind of interested that there was a giant spider movie, not like, you know, tarantula, but you know, still something.
I listen, you know that I'm gonna love anytime that it is a creature that's not supposed to be giant becoming giant. You know that Matt Kelly's there. So
I was wondering, did you see Sting? I feel like that was something that you
I when you were saying Sting, I was thinking of like 15 years ago, the one that we covered on Horror Movie Night, which might have been called Stung, actually.
Stung,
But
yes.
is the giant wasp
But with the
movie.
eyeball
Yeah.
on the cover. Yeah.
That's the good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sting came out last year, and then this comes out this year. I mean, there's something to be said about some alien attack stuff going on from Kia here.
I love it. So there's not too, I don't want to obviously spoil a movie that has just been made available this weekend that mostly people haven't had a chance to see. So we're keeping this one very, very short. We might not keep it as short if we were to do like an in theaters now. You know what I mean? Like those might be a little bit more of our expectation is that you are also going to the theaters to see this movie to hear our thoughts. But soft sell right now, I say go watch Beasts of War. And next week we get a new film from the Addams Family on Shudder as well. That feels like it has a lot of promise. So it seems like a good month to get a Shudder account if you don't have one.
Yeah, good start to the year for sure.
Normally on our podcast we do double features. I don't want to do that on the streaming now, but what I would like to do is like hey, after you're done watching Beast of War, here's another film that's streaming that you should give a shot. Is there a recently streamable horror film that you've stumbled onto that you'd like to recommend to everybody?
Well, no, not for this time. But I will say it's still on Shudder. It's not a recent one, but I was going through the category, and I think what did it say? It was soldiers, sailors, and scares, right? So a lot of Shudder original stuff on there. But then I completely forgot about Dog Soldiers. And I think that Dog Soldiers does a lot with particularly the soldier characters that Beast of War does here.
That makes
as
a
well.
lot of sense.
And you get good practical monsters out of this too. So I would actually say I would just let it rock and see if you can get Dog Soldiers in as a nice double feature with Beast of War.
I wish I could say that this was a recommendation. But sticking with the Australian side of things here, I did watch 1980's Final Cut on Shudder, which is a very promising premise for a thriller that I think never actually delivers how good the concept is, but it has a hell of a box art. It is
oh my god.
Yeah, do you see the box art? Yeah, that's some good shit right there. It's about two music journalists who are making a documentary about a music producer, and while they're shooting the documentary, they accidentally film this music producer killing a woman. And then it becomes like a game of cat and mouse of them wanting to not tip him off that they have this footage by continuing to shoot the documentary to try to get more incriminating evidence, but him definitely knowing that they know what's happening and trying to get the footage from them. It's like an 80-minute movie. I can't really recommend it, but if you're just kind of looking for a weird, short 80s Ozploitation film, it's on Shudder right now. I don't know if it'll always be on Shudder. These types of movies kind of just come and go at random on that app. So did they have a good because Umbrella put out a Blu-ray of it. Was this like a Blu-ray quality transfer, or was this like a grainy VHS? This seemed grainy VHS when I was watching it, but
that still ain't so bad.
No, I think it'd be more enjoyable in the grainy VHS look, honestly.
Yeah.
Kyle, this was our first attempt at a streaming now bonus here. I'm sure, maybe we can do these like every other month, but we'll see. It depends on what crazy thing is getting dropped on streaming that we go, oh, we all have to watch this.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll keep an eye out.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.